Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Mirwan Amin bin Mat Sabri, matrix number 1202917. Today we would like to present our assignment entitled Sustainable Ethical Qualities in Business. Introduction. Panasonic is a Japanese consumer electronic and electrical appliance manufacturer. Matsushita Konosuke created the firm in 1918 to produce and market the electric light socket and plugs that he invented. It was founded in 1935 and quickly expanded into a wide range of electrical items.
Principal business ethic. According to Abraham Lincoln, there are four principal business ethics. First, observe honesty. Second, observe integrity, promise keeping, and business will be to be fair. Next, for the type of business ethic, first, meta ethic. According to Allen and Leslie, meta ethic is an introduction. Second, descriptive ethic. Descriptive ethic examines what people perceive to be right or wrong and put human activity up as acceptable or not. Next, normative ethic. Normative ethic is concerned with norm or set a guideline for how should be behave. Applied ethic. Applied ethic is a philosophical examination of specific difficult in private and public life that require moral judgment from the moral stance.
Today, I will be discussing about the context from our paperwork based on the similarities referring to the theory that we have read through our articles or through any books and references, and comparing our readings with the context of a reality interview that we held via the application called Google Meets. So now let's start comparing the similarities, looking at the concept of theory versus reality. It is in theory to treat everyone with respect. The article says that in terms of respect, we must treat everyone with equal respect and dignity, regardless of sex, race, or national origin. Now let's look at the similarities in reality, which is based on the interview. The interviewer mentioned that their company also uses the concept of otagai, which means two ways whereby every employee and superior need to communicate nicely, not to talk behind their employees' back, have good cooperation, and can control their own ego. And now we're talking about respect, right? So what does otagai means? According to Vladimir, 2007 is mentioned that otagai or otagai-sama is a word from the Japanese language, and it's quite difficult to translate directly, but it can be said that this word means with each other or mutual. Another similarity. Similarities in theory. Normative ethics is a concern with norms or a set of guidelines for how one should behave. It is based on the principles that determine whether an action is moral or wrong. It is also known as perspective ethics. So when we compare it with reality in the interview, the managers set a key performance indicators KPI to each of their employees individually, and it is set based on their positions. So upon reaching the KPI, they will be awarded with promotions and credits. This method used by the manager to resolve conflict and misunderstanding among employees coincides with the concept of normative ethics. Differences in theory. It is about descriptive ethics, which is to examine what people perceive or are led to believe to be right or wrong, and puts human activities up as acceptable or not acceptable or penalized under custom or law. In reality, from the business perspective based on the interview, we learned that their company decide how to make the next action based on the quality result and full company expenditure, not from people belief or society and culture. It must be based on thorough examination on every aspect, such as expenditure, quality, result, profits, and losses in business.
Next, I will mention the knuckly evidence which we can relate to our project paper. First evidence was in Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse 8. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كونوا قوامين لله شهداء بالقسط ولا يجرمنكم شنآن قوم على ألا تعدلوا اعدلوا أقرب للتقوى واتقوا الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون. Second evidence also in Surah Al-Ma'idah verse 1. Ya ayyuhalladzina amanu awfu bil uqud. And last evidence was in Surah An-Nisa verse 29. Ya ayyuhalladzina amanu la taqulu amwalakum bainakum bil batil لا تأكلوا أموالكم بينكم بالباطل إلا أن تكون تجارة عن تراض منكم ولا تقتلوا أنفسكم إن الله كان بكم رحيما.
In conclusion, we can learn from this assignment that not everything in theory is properly portrayed in real-world practice. Accordingly, based on article and the interview response, our research has some similarities and differences between theoretical and practical part. Without business ethics and ethical standards, no business, even large or small, can stand with the generosity of time, market situation, and customers. It is important for all of us to understand what business ethics is, why it is implemented, and why it is important. That's all from us. Thank you.